What Henry Madden wrote is some of the most vile, horrific, anti-Semitic language I have ever seen.
A new report lays bare the racist beliefs of the Fresno State Library's namesake after 5 months of intense review of his writings. Tonight, the university is once again facing tough questions. That 71-page report was released earlier today. We do want to warn you, some of the language used may be disturbing to hear.
Dr. Henry Madden donated 53 boxes with hundreds of thousands of documents to the Fresno State Library at his death in 1982. Over the last 5 months, a task force of 17 people was assigned to review the documents and the naming of the library, including Rabbi Rick Weiner of Temple Beth Israel in Fresno.
What Henry Madden wrote is some of the most vile, horrific, anti-Semitic language I have ever seen.
The task force found Madden expressed anti-Semitic and pro-Nazi views. Letters written by Madden share his views, saying, quote, "The Jews, I'm developing a violent and almost uncontrollable phobia against them." The task force also found Madden never expressed remorse about his views at any point and never expressed sympathy for the victims of the Holocaust and other Nazi crimes. A picture of Madden in the 1930s shows him posing with a tooth comb over his mustache while giving the Nazi salute, signing the back of the picture Adolf Hitler Madden.
It was almost primarily targeted towards the Jewish community, but it was kind of equal opportunity racism as well.
The task force determined Madden made racist remarks during his 30 years as a librarian at Fresno State and stated in writing that some of his policies and actions as an administrator were influenced by his racist views. Madden wrote a letter about his frustrations with the hiring process, saying, quote, "Apparently the only applicants I can stir up are middle-aged Chinamen who speak rudimentary English, a Persian lady, a Seventh-day Adventist Hungarian lady, 2 Koreans, and other freaks." Michael Lukens, the executive director of government relations at Fresno State and the task force chair, says there was a reoccurring theme in the research. Dr. Madden kept his anti-Semitism private while showing a very different persona to the campus community.
During the time of the renaming, the effort to rename the library, that people were acting without the full knowledge of the views that Dr. Madden had.
Monday afternoon, a meeting was held for the campus and the community to ask questions and provide input about the report. Fresno State President Saul Jimenez Sandoval attended but didn't speak. In a statement, Jimenez Sandoval thanked the task force for their work and said, quote, "I remain steadfastly committed to creating a culture of inclusivity and respect for all at Fresno State."
There will be another meeting open to the public via Zoom on Friday to answer any other questions. The task force will not make the decision on whether or not to rename the library. That's up to the university's president. If he decides the library should be renamed, it will go to the CSU Board of Trustees for the next steps. That could happen as soon as July.
Thank you for watching. For more videos like this from ABC 30, just make sure to hit that subscribe button below.